What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. It's not that early. It should have been early, but we had a mystery ghost in the house setting my alarm to sleep. Sorry, Vargas brothers. So the Vargas brothers are in town. Unfortunately, they're not hanging out for a while. Bummed about that. I wish we could have done some cool stuff together. But they are dropping off my third, or I should say now second, CYM FD because I sold the rotary one. I haven't told you guys much about this car. You haven't seen it. I think I've told you that it's right-hand drive, but I was able to swindle them into bringing it down to me, and there's kind of a little bit more of a backstory, but we'll get into that in a minute. I've never seen this car person. I only half know what to expect. My friend Brett up north went and looked at it for me. He picked it up. He brought it. Stonebeck had it at his shop for me, storing it, and I almost forgot about it for a little bit because I was so overwhelmed with all the stuff here, and now that we're almost to the finishing point with our 34 project, I'm excited to start looking at it, start ordering parts, and figuring out this next build. Of the three that I've had. To give you a little bit of backstory with this car, I don't know if I mentioned, I ended up purchasing it from someone through Facebook, and then my friend Brett went to check it out, and then it was stored at Stonebeck's, and Vargas brothers picked it up from Stonebeck's, brought it down here. Mega thank you to them. I'm super appreciative of them, and maybe we'll do some cool stuff with them in the future for this car. But anyway, so walking around, the car is immaculate body condition. There's zero dents, zero scratches. Unfortunately, I will tell you the absolute worst thing first. The car has been repainted. When you look up close, the same flaw that every single CYM car has. When people repaint them, they cheap out. They don't want to pay for the pearl, and then it's CYM with no pearl, which sucks. But it's a clean body car. I wanted right-hand drive, and it only has 44,000 confirmed kilometers. And when you look through this car, you'll see it is bone stock, unmolested. I'm in awe. I'm in love. This is exactly what I wanted. All the pieces are there. It's not missing anything. We'll do a quick walk around. Original wheels. It looks like original brakes. Unfortunately, I think it is going to need some bushings. It does feel a little bit clunky. I was hoping to avoid that, but honestly, with what we're going to be doing to it, it's going to need bushings. So look, it's even got the stock exhaust. So we'll walk around here, give you a quick preview of the interior. I would rate this one probably at like an 8 out of 10. My LSFD has more like a 9 out of 10 because the LSFD, the seats aren't really faded or anything. When you look in the back, the right-hand drive ones actually have a rear seat, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I like that or the Delete more, but everything's in really good shape. Cluster is beautiful. There's like a little bit of wear on this, but some of these pieces you can still get new, so that's cool. We'll pop the hood. I'm trying to think about anything else. Honestly, like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff the first time as you guys are. You can kind of see the difference in the color here, the pearl versus not the pearl.
It's very hard to tell.
Yeah, it's the reason why I won't sleep at night, though. I'm debating if I want to pull. Well, actually, I showed the Spirit R seat, so those will ultimately go in this car, along with the eventual engine swap. So it does suck to take a car like this that is unmolested and molest it, but I didn't want to deal with someone else's problems, and every single car that I would find has been molested or messed with, and it sucks dealing with someone else's problems when they do shoddy work. But look at this thing. I feel like this is the type of car where if I really gave a shit I could just clean it up and throw it on Bring a Trailer and actually make money on it. But I don't want to do that. But it looks clean enough to where I might not even need to paint the engine bay. I think, honestly, if I was like to try to flip this car, I'd probably vapor hone this, replace some of these clamps, zinc coat like a few of the bolts that are a little rusty, and it would look mint. But everything's there. It's got AC that works. It's got ABS. Finding a car like this, especially from Japan, is very hard. This car was graded a 3.5B. If you are familiar with auction gradings, 3.5 is usually very good, but has some paint issues. So as I saw on the auction sheet, this car did have some paint fading, clear coat issues, so I'm assuming that's why it was repainted. I don't know how much the original owner paid for the car. Maybe I could ask. Hopefully they made some money, but if they got this thing for under what I paid, which was 30, which sounds ridiculous, but for CYMFD this clean is a very good deal. I'm super, super pumped. So I want to pull the hatch because I haven't even looked back there to see how clean it is. But overall, it runs great. I haven't really driven it much. I do want to be fully transparent though. What is going to go down with this car, I really want to wait until we move to the new property. I think I've already explained this, but I just don't want to have this car torn down and have parts go missing or get lost. Yeah, look, everything's here. Looks pretty clean. Usually a good indicator of how clean a car is when you pull this up and you look at a spare tire well. Oh yeah. So, I mean, based on that, it looks pretty clean. There's no real surface rust or anything. That should clean up really nice. I haven't seen underneath the car yet, so I think pretty soon I'm gonna throw this car on the lift and we can look at it together for the first time. But overall, like I said, I kind of bought this car sight unseen, and I was nervous to sell the other one that I had, the USDM one, because I was like paranoid. Well, what if that one was cleaner than this one, and then I regret my decision? But I'm super stoked on this. Everyone here that has seen the car thinks I made the right decision, and I feel like I'll feel most at home. I feel like the FD to me is just a right-hand drive car. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it looks like I'm gonna be happy when we put it on the lift based off just this little glance right here. It just looks untouched, man. I love that. I hate dealing with other people messing with stuff.
If it's still got that Japan dirt on it, then
Yeah, for real.
you know it's gonna be good.
But it doesn't, you know how they all just, especially due to stock exhaust, it doesn't rust.
gives me hope for this car.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been buying all these FDs to try to find the right one. I don't know what I'm going to do with the LS car. I paid a lot of money for it, but it's a really good car, so I'm at that point where I would rather keep it if someone doesn't offer me what I paid. I've had a couple like kind of high offers, but it's still like I'm on the fence. It just sucks because that car doesn't really serve a purpose, especially once this one's built with what I want to do with it. But yeah, plans. I don't want to fully tell you guys everything because I don't want to get you too excited. I know it's something that you guys are going to be stoked on. It is going to be more of an OEM plus style build. I want to try to retain as much stock stuff as I can, and that's why it was important to me to get an unmolested car that had everything, so I don't have to find this, find that, do with it, wiring this, wiring that, and hopefully, man, I get these cars, man, and then I don't want to take them apart because I'm like, it looks good and everything's there, and then I get mad and frustrated, and it's a real struggle, and that's what happened with the LS car, and I really hope I don't chicken out on this. It's okay. It's okay, I can take it up. Dude, 44,000 kilometers is really low. What is that, like 20,000 miles?
It's very low, yeah.
God, this thing would probably sell for a lot of Bring a Trailer. I bet this thing would fetch 40 from Bring a Trailer.
Yeah.
Man, watch someone watch this video and then offer me double what I paid, and then me be desperate and sell it because I need money for closing on the new property, and then get really sad because I don't get to build this car anymore, and then I end up just crying myself to sleep every night and wallowing in my lack of multiple CYMFDs. But on another note, I hope you guys are excited on this. I'm very pumped on this. Don't let my lack of excitement fool you. I guess it's the third time we've done this now, so
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, I'm pumped, and I'm excited to tear into this car at some point. But for now, she's going to be a sick paperweight on the parking lot. I don't know, we can go take her for a rip, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to though. Or should I? I don't know. I don't want it to break, you know. But I guess it doesn't matter at the same time.
Yeah.
It's so quiet. You ready?
Yeah.
You know what I love?
What?
The door is shut. You don't need to slam it.
Yes. I noticed that right off the rip.
Hate. In my other FDs, you had to slam the door shut. It drove me nuts. 42,000 kilometers, actually. The only aftermarket thing on this car is this thing. Speed meter. Not sure what that is, but we don't need that. I love that about this car. I'm super excited. I'm super happy. I finally I just don't, man, I've been building off like up chassis, and it drives me nuts because I'll put a bunch of money in a car like the E36, but it'll still be a chassis that has like holes in the floor that's been raped in this way or that way. So I told myself I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna find the right car. It's gonna be nice, and I'm gonna start with something nice, so I'm not building on a pile of shit. So
And that's this one. So.
yeah, so I'm happy. I know it does spin in first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready?
Figure that out. Yeah, a little bit.
Come here often?
Yeah.
This thing's so quiet.
Yeah.
Spicy. I don't want to do a burnout because this isn't my property.
Okay.
Otherwise I would. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's got like 42,000 kilometers. I don't want to. I don't know if it. It might devalue it.
So when you gonna put the case here?
And we are out.
What do you think, Michael?
I think it was a great purchase, and I think you finally found the right one.
You know what's crazy? I think this is my favorite car, but I also think I got the best deal on this one.
I would
Out of the
highly agree.
Out of the 3 cars I got, I kind of overpaid for the other ones. It was like, actually I didn't overpay because it's what they were worth, but I feel like this one, the value to me matches the price that I paid,
I would agree.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Already got a 99 spec wing for it. Already got Spirit R seats. We're stacking parts slowly. It's gonna be, man, I really want to park it next to the FD because it would look really cool next to it. I wonder if I post a photo if people know that it's a new FD.
Probably not.
It's funny because like I can post it on like some of my other car things, and like it won't be like giving it away because people won't realize that it's a new car. You know.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Underneath, again, blown away by this thing. It has everything, all the stock panels, even the exhaust here, like everything is still intact. Very little rust even on the exhaust, which is impressive, especially for a factory exhaust. This car would be an amazing candidate for like a full restoration. Like even this stuff on all the cars I've seen has been like twisted up and damaged. There's a little bit of overspray, but it's not the end of the world. It's just, you know, bushings need to be done, but overall I think if I like pressure washed underneath this thing, it would look unreal. So I'm very, very happy with it. It's the first time of me like properly getting to see underneath it, and I'm ecstatic. Man, it would be fun to restore cars. I'm kind of jealous of Tommy. This is, oh no, that's not loose. There's play in a lot of stuff. Man, look at this thing. Stock cars. Gotta love it. I love that it has all the panels still.
Yeah.
That's cool. Another thing that I'm gonna do, kind of overkill, but this is a battery that was in the Evo. 37.5 pounds. I have this battery that I used to run in the S15 that we actually switched because I needed to add weight in the S15. So we're going from 37 pounds down to 5 pounds. Sometimes the lithium batteries can be annoying in street cars, so I'm basically making a bracket so I can quickly swap the batteries. So if I hate it, I can always just pop this one back in for street stuff. But 32 pounds is a pretty
Crazy difference.
yeah, that's definitely no joke. So I'm gonna pop that in, and I'm actually gonna put the car back on the scale since it's been a long time since I've weighed it and I've made a lot of changes. I don't have the slicks on it, so I'll have to subtract 8 pounds for those. But I'm interested to see what the difference is. Oh, I guess it's heavier than I remember, huh? Huh. In case you're a nerd and you want to see the cross, it's 50.4%. And I know we've corner balanced this car before. Could be a little bit better. The front to rear is like quite a bit difference, but with these cars you want the rear to be kind of light because you want it to kind of over rotate. But yeah, for some reason in my head I swore this car was like in the 2600s. I don't know why I thought that. It makes me want to, I'm going to look up what these cars weigh factory and then we can compare it to that. So with a quick Google search, these cars weigh 3,000 pounds stock, and that would be for a GSR or whatever you want to call the non-RS version. So considering, I guess it's pretty decent. We've pulled 170 pounds out of the car while still retaining AC, heat, and full interior. So Not terrible. I'm thinking about for this track day, I really want to put harnesses in it, but I don't like the idea of harnesses without a cage. So I think I might take the seat out of the other Evo, just so I have something a little bit more side bolstering so I'm not getting thrown out of the car, and then rig it to work with the factory 3-point. So that way if there is a crash, it's not that whole you're suspended upside down thing, but I can still get a little bit better bolstering. Because I don't want to cage this car, but man, I'm definitely a little bummed. I thought this car was way lighter than it is. That's still really good for an all-wheel drive car that makes 500 horsepower, but
Yeah. I'm curious what the TME weighs.
yeah, me too. A lot of random stuff in this video, but one cool thing that came in the mail that I thought I'd share with you guys is the new front plate for the 2JZ. So kind of a complicated piece. I'll explain a couple things. I'll let Chris explain a couple other things. I didn't even know something like this existed, but a couple of the cool things that it comes with, it's kind of like a little bit heavier duty alternator, and then now if you remember all the power steering issues that we had, this kind of would be considered an underdrive, right? Because it's a bigger wheel, so this spins slower. Chris, this will relocate our water neck to here, as opposed to last year we had
Yeah, you
kind
can
of
still
like
see where our old one was. So basically it's going to relocate over in this general area, but all of our power steering stuff is going to be relocated to here. Anyways, do a new swirl pot, and that pulley's going to be right here.
So normally I'm guessing we would have a traditional water pump there, but because it's external in the rear, that's why we need this sort of plate to just convert it to this.
Correct.
Do you want to fill them in kind of on the whole idea of like, the engine's basically going to mount from these now on the front instead of traditional engine mounts, but I don't fully understand the reason behind that.
Yeah. So instead of the traditional engine mount, which the mount is off right now, it's just suspended at the moment, but we're going to build brackets off of the frame rail itself and do a motor plate, which is what that is, to the frame rail. And it frees up all of the space from the motor mount. So whenever we're doing our manifold, because Johan's building us a custom manifold, we'll have more room to play with this. And then also, hopefully it doesn't happen, but in the chance that our rack or cross member gets damaged, it's not supporting the engine anymore. The engine's free floating, so in any means of changing that out at the track, we can just drop it without having to suspend the engine or anything like that. So it'll just come right out, and it's just a little easier to work with. Plus that's set up for the
dry sump?
Yeah.
So that would mount here?
I think the dailies mounts off to the left side of it. Yeah, we'll have to go
Got
back
it.
and look.
So we haven't mocked anything up yet.
Not
We
yet.
we wanted billet silver, and they surprised us with gold. So hopefully it'll look cool with everything. I guess we have gold with the BC cam gear, so it should look cool. But
Yeah, there's some cool.
we're getting a lot of fancy race car parts. And it's fun because I haven't seen a lot of this stuff up close before. This is a rad plate. Is there anything that I missed on this that's also fancy?
No, I think that's it. I'm excited about the power steering pump. I really wanted to try some of those Bosch Motorsport stuff.
Yeah. Bosch Motorsport makes a lot of cool stuff. Did I tell you about the ABS kit that I got?
Nah.
So I got a Bosch Motorsport ABS kit for the TME, which is like sick race car shit. Like, A, the car doesn't have ABS. B, the Bosch Motorsport ABS, it has like basically its own ability to fine tune the ABS, make adjustments, and you can make the car way faster and not have to worry about any sort of brake modulation. So that's my cheater mod for the TME when that thing starts getting on the track. I'm excited for that. That actually comes like next week. So
Okay.
I ordered it forever ago, but this is my new baby.
It's a nice piece.
It's a really nice day out. It rained a bunch in the morning, but it dried up, and I really want to mess with some different flash shift settings on the Barra. So we're gonna go for a ride. It's gonna be Chris's first time in the Mustang, so we'll see what he thinks. We can definitely still get it a lot more seamless.
Yeah.
We should be able to shift it with like one finger.
It still seems like you're having to pull a little bit. It's like the straight gauge a little out.
Yeah, it's a little bit high, I think.
Again.
It's like a tease. I always short shift it, and it like barely starts getting a boost, and each gear just starts going and going.
Does this car progressively get faster each gear? Okay. That's what I was feeling.
It'd still be a little more seamless, but it's enough. Like very little scares me anymore, and this car like gets me pumped. Like I was excited. We needed to come up with an excuse to drive this.
It is. This car gives you that sensation of like right before you're about to crash. That just that oh no,
Because it's a Mustang. It's so fun. I like it when it make a bang.
That's more enjoyable inside the car. You know this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So are the pops just under full load shifting?
Yep. Gotcha. You can feel it starts to get kind of hot.
Oh wow.
We're trying to come up with a solution so the shifter doesn't get so hot. We're thinking about maybe spacing up with Delrin spacers or putting something else on it. I don't know if it's abnormal or maybe just the way that the cabin is or the amount of heat down there maybe doesn't dissipate well, but
Yeah, we can pull it apart and
yeah.
check and see if there's some sort of a spot we can put some Delrin or something in there.
My God.
I don't think he realizes how loud that bang is.
Or how big the fireballs are.
I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. A lot of random stuff, but main thing is the new FD. Super pumped on that. Hope you guys are pumped. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Spend it with someone special, and I'll see you soon.